Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, this is a very important position which Devahuti is expressing. If we want to get completely relieved from the ignorance of this material world, if we want to get free, then one must be disgusted with sense enjoyment. Unless one is completely disgusted with sense enjoyment, one cannot make spiritual advancement. And here, now Devahuti is in the position of inquiring about the absolute truth. She is expressing her condition that she is now ready to be instructed by Lord Kapila. Nirvinna nitaram bhuman. So, nirvinna means disgusted. Nitaram means very much disgusted. Bhuman, oh my dear Lord, I am very much disgusted with my agitated senses. Asat indriya tarshanat. Tarshanat means agitation. These temporary material senses, asat indriya tarshanat. Being too much agitated by these material senses, now I am very much disgusted with this position. So now she wants to hear spiritual instructions, spiritual messages. So she is saying, Prapanna andham tamah prabho. She is surrendering to the Lord to come out of this ignorance which is called andham, which is called darkness. So, translation it says, Devahuti said, I am very sick of the disturbances caused by my material senses. For because of this sense disturbance, my Lord, I have fallen into the abyss of ignorance. So it is because of these disturbances of material senses that we fall into the ignorance of this material world. So Prabhupada explains, this material world is actually tamo andham. It is actually dark. That is how this material world is called. It is described as tamo andham. The example Prabhupada says to understand how even logically one can understand this material world is andham. It is filled with darkness. In the morning, we require sunlight. In the night, we require electricity. Otherwise, by nature, by itself, this world is dark. And what is the Vedic instruction? Vedic instruction is don't remain in darkness. Tamso ma jyotirgama. Tamso ma means don't remain in darkness. Jyotirgama. One should come to light, jyoti. Now, if this material world is dark, then where is jyoti? Question will be. Isn't it? We are saying this material world is dark. Tamo andham. So Brahma Samhita describes that spiritual world is completely illuminated by the effulgence of the Supreme Lord. Even Bhagavad Gita says, Na yasya bhasyato suryo na shashanko na pavakaha. There is no requirement of sun, moon or electricity in the spiritual world. It is self-illuminated by the bodily effulgence of the Supreme Lord. Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti, Brahma Samhita says. In that Brahman effulgence of the Supreme Lord, there are millions and millions of planets. So the difference between the human life and the life of other species, the animal or any other species of life is, animals cannot understand they are in darkness. In human life, we can actually try to understand that we are in darkness. And this darkness is the result of my uncontrolled, agitated material senses. Asat. Temporary material senses. It is the result of that. And one has to become disgusted of trying to enjoy this asat material senses. Then one comes to the point of inquiring into the absolute truth. So Prabhupada explains, what is the meaning of understanding I am in darkness? When one cannot understand the difference between Sat and Asat, this material body, material existence, this manifestation what we see around, which is always constantly in flux, constantly changing. And that which is constantly changing is Asat. So that is called as darkness. That is called ignorance. When one does not understand the temporary nature of this material world, even though we are seeing it daily, isn't it? That is called as Asat. Being in darkness, being in ignorance. Bhagavad Gita, spiritual knowledge begins from the point of understanding the difference between this material body and spirit soul. When Arjuna was lamenting for this material asat, this body, Krishna starts to give him spiritual knowledge. And Krishna says to him, Ashochayananva sochastvam pragyavadamscha bhashase gatasuna gatasунascha nanu shochanti panditaha. The real sign of Pandita, the real sign of one in knowledge, is that he understands the difference between the spirit soul and this material body. Gatasoon, agatasoon. Somebody is living, we are happy. Somebody dies, we are disgusted, we are sad. Right? Nanu shochanti panditaha. But a real learned person, he does not lament. Neither he rejoices for a person living, nor he laments for someone who has died and gone. Because one understands. Antavanta ime deha nitya sokta sharirinaha. This body anyway will come to an end, but the bearer of this body, that which is inside this body, nityasa ukta, that which is residing in this temporary material body, that is nitya, that is permanent. So this is called spiritual knowledge. So this is possible only in this human form of life. And Prabhupada says, when one has thus become disgusted with asat life, with trying to enjoy his material senses, he has become baffled and he understands his position in this material world like that. Then he becomes eligible to gain spiritual knowledge. Just like here we see the example of Devahuti. Now she is saying that I am completely disgusted with this asat, materially, these senses which are agitated in this material world for sense gratification. And because of that, I have fallen into this darkness of this material world. So then one requires the help of spiritual master. Tasmat gurum prapadyeta jignasu shreya uttamam. In order to inquire about the higher truths of spiritual life, shreya uttamam, one must approach a spiritual master. So when one has become disgusted from this tamoandham, then one requires a spiritual master. He can inquire from him. Bhagavatam explains how actually one transmigrates from one body to another just because of this agitated mind and senses. Just like here we are seeing Devahuti is saying that my dear Lord, I am in this pool of material ignorance, darkness, because of these materially agitated senses, and I am now completely disgusted with this. And now she is inquiring about spiritual truth. So Bhagavatam says, this is the nature. In this material world, even Bhagavad Gita also says, Manaha shashta indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. The living entity actually is trying to enjoy in this material world with his mind and senses, but actually instead of enjoying, he is simply struggling hard. Manaha, with mind and the five senses, shashta indriyani, five senses and the mind, six. With these, the living entities, prakriti sthani karshati, is simply struggling in this material world. And what happens when our material senses, they are agitated in this material world, we want to gratify those senses? What happens? How this leads to transmigration of the soul? So Bhagavatam says, Nunam pramattah kurute vikarma. When one becomes mad after sense gratification, Nunam pramattah kurute vikarma. He performs sinful activities. Yad indriya pritiya apranoti. In order to satisfy his material senses, he becomes mad after sense gratification. And then he performs varieties of sinful activities. And the result is, he comes back to this material world to suffer the reactions of his sinful activities. And actually, just like Prabhupada in today's purport is very nicely explaining this. Prabhupada is saying, this contamination of the material senses have to be removed. Now what is the problem? Why this is called asat indriya? Because our real senses, the senses of the soul, they are all covered by material senses. Just like Prabhupada gives an example. If your tongue is covered and you try to taste something, you cannot taste. Isn't it? Your skin is covered, let us say with some thick clothing. You cannot feel. Something is soft, something is hard, you cannot. Tongue cannot taste if you cover the tongue. So all the senses are like that. So, Sat Indriya and Asat Indriya. How to come from Asat Indriya to Sat Indriya? This covering is to be removed. That covering, which is covering the original senses, when they are removed, then we get back our Sat Indriya. With Asat Indriya, the more we try to enjoy, the more we will suffer. Sometimes, even devotees are baffled. What is wrong with sense gratification? Okay, I will perform devotional service, but why it is required that I have to control my senses? Because the more you enjoy in diseased condition of life, the more we suffer. The more we become implicated. The more we go down more and more in ignorance. That is what Devahuti is saying. I have fallen in this ignorance because of this agitated material senses, asat senses. So, activities performed with asat indriya, that is called material activities. And that leads to suffering in this material world. And the moment we purify this covering, we come to Sat Indriya. We get back our original senses. Our original senses are manifest. Now it is covered. And then when we perform activities with them, that is called devotional service. And that actually is the source of all ananda. And that is why Vedic literatures are saying, tapasa, brahmacharyena, shamena, damena. Try to just tolerate the agitation of senses. Don't try to get carried away with the agitation of senses. Tolerate it. And that toleration is possible only in human form of life. So tapasya means voluntarily accepting some discomfort. Senses naturally wants to enjoy in this material world. Naturally they are agitated to enjoy. And tapasya means we try to voluntarily take the trouble of not gratifying these senses. Prahlad Maharaj gives a very wonderful example. He says, this trying to enjoy the materially agitated senses is like an itching sensation. Sometimes you'll find your hand is itching. And then what do? You feel like itching. So you start itching. So what happens? For some time that itching is gone, but the more you itch, the more itching sensation will grow. But if you tolerate it for some time, don't itch it, actually that sensation will go away. And not only that, if you try to itch it more and more, in the beginning it gives you pleasure, nice. But the more you itch, it becomes a wound and it gives you pain. This is the nature of trying to enjoy anything in this material world. In the beginning it looks like wonderful, very nice. But the more you try to enjoy, the more we become disgusted. And at least if we come to our senses being disgusted, then that is the beginning of our spiritual life. So that is very, very important. So here we can see Devahuti has come to that point where now she wants to get knowledge. So Prabhupada, in the lecture, in that book, Teachings of Lord Kapila, he says, one may think, why mother is taking instruction from the son? Mother is supposed to be more experienced, isn't it? She is elderly. So how it is that she is taking instruction from son Kapila? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has explained this, that actually it does not matter. Kiva Vipra, Kiva Nyasi, Shudra Kena Naya, Yei Krishna Tattva Vetta, Sei Guru Haya. It does not matter if one is Vipra, a Brahmana, Nyasi, he is a sannyasi, or even if one is a Shudra, Shudra Kena Naya. What is important is, Yei Krishna Tattva Vetta Sei Guru Haya. Anyone who is acquainted with the knowledge of Krishna, he can impart spiritual knowledge. That is actually important. So, Kapila, he is that spiritual master who is imbibed with such kind of knowledge and who can impart such knowledge. So it does not matter whether he is son or mother or father. If one is knowledgeable about Krishna, one has Krishna, knowledge of Krishna Tattva, then actually he is eligible to impart this knowledge. Even Chanakya Pandit, he also gives in his moral instruction. He says, Vishadapi amritam grahyam. Even from poison, if there is nectar available in that, one should remove that nectar and take. Vishadapi amritam grahyam. Amedhyadapi kanchanam. And even if gold, it is fallen in filthy place like stool or some dirty place, the gold does not become contaminated. one can still take gold. All other metals and other things will become contaminated, but gold does not become contaminated. So, amedhyadapi kanchanam. Even if gold is fallen in dirty place, filthy place, it is still pure, one can take it. Nichadapi uttama vidya. And even if one is born in a low family, but he is eligible, he is having that uttama vidya, then one can gain knowledge even from him. Dushkuladapi stri ratnam. And even if one is coming from a low-born family, but if the woman is qualified even in low-born family, one can accept her. So even these are the moral instructions given by Chanakya Pandit, but we can see that it does not matter. And we can see the example. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he himself, in order to make this example, to set this example, that he was sannyasi and Ramananda Raya was a grahastha and shudra. Not only grahastha, he was a shudra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born in Brahminical family and he was a sannyasi. But still he accepted instructions from Ramananda Raya. And he is encouraging him, yes, speak more. When Ramananda Raya, he was thinking that I am just a shudra, I am a grahastha, and I am a politician. What can I give instruction to a sannyasi? But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is encouraging him, no. Yehi Krishna Tattva Vetta Sehi Guru Haya. Anyone who knows Krishna Tattva, he can become a guru. So, we can see this, that actually in this material existence, in this material world, which is called as Tamo Andham, ignorance, people are suffering simply because of lack of knowledge. Until and unless, just like, now what is she saying? If she wants to get out of this andham, what is she trying? What is Devahuti wanting? Now she wants to take instructions which will take her out from this andham. Because only spiritual instructions, only that can enlighten us. And that's how we pray. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakhaya. It's a torchlight of spiritual knowledge which will take away the darkness of this material existence. Then only it is possible. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has given us special instructions to anyone who is specially born in India, because he has access to this spiritual knowledge. This spiritual knowledge is the most important welfare activity which one can perform. Most important spiritual welfare activity for all the living entities. If we want that the living entity gets rid of suffering, gets rid of ignorance, of andham, of darkness of this material existence, then actually we should be enlivened to preach more and more Krishna consciousness. And that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. He is saying, Bharat bhumi te janam, manushya janam hoilo yaar. Anyone who has taken birth in this holy land of India, Bharat bhumi, where the spiritual instructions are accessible, where we can gain the spiritual knowledge. So he says, Janam sarthak kari kara para upkar. He should try to make his life successful by becoming Krishna conscious, taking advantage of spiritual knowledge, and at the same time, he should do welfare for others. How to do welfare for others? So that also instruction Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesh. Wherever, whomever you find, just try to instruct him in Krishna upadesh. It's very simple actually. We try to gain knowledge, and whatever knowledge we have gained, we should try to distribute to others. And that is the best welfare we can do for others and even for ourselves. Even Prahlad Maharaj says, Nate vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. People are not understanding that their real swartha is actually the Supreme Lord. So not knowing that, people are baffled in this material world. And actually, it is the duty of devotees to spread this Krishna consciousness all over the world. So what is this Krishna Upadesh? Prabhupada says, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Both are Krishna Upadesh or Krishna Katha as we say. So, Amaragna Guru Hayya Tara Eidesh. And at different place Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Tara Sarvadesh. So if not Sarvadesh, at least Eidesh, where we are, at least that place we should try to spread Krishna consciousness. And that is the example which is being set here, that Devahuti is approaching Lord Kapila, and Lord Kapila now will start giving spiritual instructions, and we will see that how Devahuti becomes completely enlightened with those instructions. We'll stop with this Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.